Welcome to another edition of the most consistent, prolific, and dedicated uploads in YouTube history. This is the dynamic Show and View Entertainment right here on YouTube.com. Make sure to like this video and subscribe. Now, after what was overall a solid Night of Champions pay-per-view on the WWE Network Sunday night, could Night of Champions follow through? Could the WWE up the ante and make Raw compelling, intriguing, and get the viewer emotionally invested? Well, not really, because Raw kind of just fell apart. The vibe, the feeling, the flow was not consistent. You know that Raw was off. And it's funny because as Raw was going on, I'm saying to myself, because it was my birthday yesterday, I didn't give a Raw review because, I was celebrating my birthday. But when Raw did come on, I did pay attention. I did watch it. And I said, this vibe isn't right. Something's off. It's out of tune. It's out of touch. Well, here's the reason. The booking, the rewriting, the show being written as Raw is on, there is no excuse for this, because according to F4W Online, Paul Heyman was booked for last night's Raw in Memphis, but obviously did not appear. Heyman was scheduled to speak for WWE World Heavyweight Champion Brock Lesnar and begin the build for Hell in a Cell, which would have made sense, but creative doesn't really do much that makes sense nowadays. F4W Online reports that WWE creative was changing and rewriting last night's Raw as it was on the air. Once again, there is no excuse for this, and it shows when creative doesn't have their crap together. This is absolutely horrendous. This is not the kind of stuff you want to be reading or the kind of stuff you want to be hearing. I mean, you could tell by being the viewer and watching Raw that some of the stuff, there were a couple highlights. The Dean Ambrose stuff and the John Cena stuff in the beginning and the brawl with Randy Orton and Seth Rollins, and it was cool in the beginning. But as Raw went on, it began to lose momentum. It began to lose traction. And that is the reason, because it was getting changed. This sounds like WCW. Imagine if the WWE had competition right now on Monday nights as it concerns professional wrestling. Imagine if they had another wrestling company breathing down their backsides. If they were giving us the kind of crap that they gave us last night, the lackluster storylines, the horrible work ethic that the creative... I mean, what kind of... This really boggles my mind. I mean, this is unacceptable. It shows when your creative team has 20 or 30 people on it, and they brainstorm, they come up with ideas. Oh, we're gonna go with this, but when Raw's on, we're gonna actually keep changing the script. We're gonna be rewriting things as we go along here. That is not good. How can Vince McMahon and Triple H stand for this? I would just fire the whole creative team, have an overhaul, have the whole thing just reorganized. There needs to be a strategy. There is no strategy with the creative team now. It's lackluster. It's all over the place. This is not what should be happening. The WWE may think that they, for a lack of effort, that, well, we have no competition. We don't really have to go above and beyond. We don't have to reach the ratings that we can give a product that isn't as good. We had the Attitude Era. We no longer have to push the buttons. We no longer have to do things that make sense, and we no longer have to do things that people want. And no, that's not the mentality you should have, and that's not how creative should be thinking, because all their collective minds are not thinking. They are not being what they're called, and that is creative. This is not good, ladies and gentlemen. Like I said, Raw started off strong. I'll agree. I'll admit. Raw started off strong in perhaps like the first hour. And then after that, the show just fell apart. And it shows. And now we all know why. But we kind of already knew why going in. Wow, good job, creative. You did it again. You hit one. You hit that ball right out of the park. Like I said, you had a strong performance at Night of Champions, but that was because there was all matches. I'm just thinking we should just have wrestling matches. The matches are better than the storylines nowadays. Subscribe. Ridiculous.